Hello, everyone. You won't believe it. We have the hottest news today. Behind the scenes of Meghan's friendship with Jessica Mulroney and her long list of so-called best friends. Why did the Queen cover up Meghan's pregnancy scam, allowing her to fool the world? On October 28th, it may become known what Meghan Markle's new product will be. Prince Harry's ridiculous gaffe in a conversation with Meghan Markle revealed by a lip-reading program. All this awaits you ahead, but for now, let's start with the first news. Meghan Markle's life changed completely when she moved to Toronto, where she starred in the series Force Majeure. For such an ambitious cosmopolitan as Meghan, the atmosphere of the city has become a powerful cultural and social catalyst. A couple of years later, she was already friends with the son of former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, TV presenter Ben Mulroney, and his wife, the Queen of Style, Jessica. Meghan has always been able to flatter fashionable and famous women and establish connections with them. The list of strategic best friends is long. Misha Nonu, a British Bahraini fashion designer with international connections. Serena Williams, whom she showered with love at the 2010 Super Bowl party in Miami. Actress Priyanka Chopra, invited to the Elle Women in Television dinner in 2016, and soon, her main trump card is Oprah Winfrey. That's what Tina Brown wrote in her book, The Palace Documents. But Meghan's main best friend of that time was Jessica Mulroney, whom they met in yoga and Pilates classes. She was a model of style for Meghan in her early 30s. Jessica married Ben, a wealthy TV presenter and the son of the former Prime Minister of Canada, on October 30, 2008. They had been married for 16 years. They broke up in July of this year. And all this time, Jessica and Ben were a really influential couple in Toronto, whose status was reinforced by the fact that Jessica constantly published glossy pictures of home life with her handsome husband, their sons, who are now 14 years old, and their daughter, who is now 12. Brown wrote, "As a fashion stylist and marketer, Jessica tagged everything in her world with hashtags. Her 3-day wedding was covered on Canadian television news. Her parenting duties became a partnership with Pampers, and gym trips became a promotional opportunity for Adidas." Meghan couldn't help but notice that the decisive factor in Jessica's commercial success was her famous husband. Brown wrote, "Physically, Jessica Mulroney could have been Meghan's sister and was just as tireless. She turned her personal life into a permanent wedding outing, posting a continuous stream of images about her brilliant life. Thanks to Jessica, Meghan has transformed from a part-time actress from Los Angeles to a more sophisticated personality. In 2015, they even went on a trip to Europe with a girly company, which Jessica called #FakeHoneymoon, adding to the photos she posted during the trip, "Happy wife, happy life." Towards the end of this vacation, Meghan had her first date with Harry. And when the affair became known in 2016, Jessica helped Meghan secretly travel to London to be with him. In his book, In Search of Freedom, Omid Scobie writes that Jessica arranged for Meghan to use the private jet of a Canadian real estate couple, Crystal Koo and Michael Cooper. "These are Jessica's longtime friends. We were more than happy to help." Over time, Jessica became increasingly involved in Meghan's affair with Harry. As shown in the Netflix documentary Harry and Meghan, Meghan called her at the moment when Harry was about to propose. In the series, Meghan could be seen screaming, "Oh my God, Jess, this is happening!" Jessica helped Meghan choose the style for the engagement photo shoot and then went with her on her first royal tour to Australia, again as a stylist but also as a best friend and advisor. However, it is believed that this friendship collapsed in 2020. Jessica became embroiled in a scandal related to white privilege when she was suspended from working on television after her quarrel with lifestyle blogger Sasha Exeter. And although she immediately apologized, her then-husband Ben quit his job as a TV presenter to help her cope with the violent reaction online and at work, which led to the public breakup of her friendship with Meghan. This friendship has not been restored since, and Jessica has not subscribed to Meghan and her brands on social media, which is known to be a sure sign. While we are learning the details of Meghan and Jessica's friendship, I remind you that hot news awaits us in the front. More recently, there have been reports that Jessica may release a scandalous revealing book, which, according to insiders, may reveal details of the breakdown of her friendship with the Duchess of Sussex. A well-known gossip columnist, Shannon Govani, said, "His relationship with Jessica Mulroney played a key role in opening up Meghan to the world. It was Jessica who connected her with people like then-Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Sophie, as well as Marcus Anderson, Director of Global Member Relations at Soho House." According to one well-informed source, Jessica attributes her current troubles not to a high-profile online scandal, but to that glorious day in 2018 when she watched her then-best friend walk down the aisle of St. George's Chapel in Windsor. So much so that now, instead of looking back with pride at his participation in this historic event, as reported by a well-informed source, Jessica is now saying that she regrets becoming friends with Meghan. While she enjoyed all the fame it brought her, that same fame was the reason for her social media controversy, which led to the end of her friendship with Meghan and her marriage. If she could go back, she would never have attended that wedding. She really considered Meghan a family, but now she sees all this time as a dark cloud. The only thing that surprises me in this story is how, despite such vivid and famous examples as Jessica Mulroney, Meghan still continues to have best friends. And now we turn to the main news for today. But the next news is also no less wonderful, so watch to the end. Why did the Queen cover up Meghan's pregnancy scam, allowing her to fool the whole world? It is customary to call Queen Elizabeth II a wise ruler, but the story of Meghan Markle's alleged pregnancy, which unfolded in front of the whole world with the tacit connivance of the monarch, casts doubt on the validity of this epithet. Where is the wisdom when such an obvious deception is allowed? Burst into the life of the British crown like a hurricane, Meghan pulled off an operation that has no analogues in the modern history of the royal family. She defiantly rejected the centuries-old traditions governing the birth of heirs in line to the throne. Instead of trusted palace doctors and supervision during pregnancy and childbirth at the royal hospital, she preferred her own dubious specialists. Her pregnancy was more like a costume show, using removable false bellies, the sizes of which miraculously changed regardless of the time, and at some moments they even slid down to her knees or onto the asphalt. This whole ridiculous picture was captured by camera lenses and became the subject of worldwide discussion on social networks. And the whole world was asking the same question. How can the Queen allow such a circus in which her grandson's wife, being an active member of the royal family, makes a mockery of the monarchy? The story of the birth of the first child, Archie, remains a bigger mystery. Although London is officially considered the place of his birth, the hospital he initially chose was suddenly replaced with another one just before giving birth. The appearance of an already grown-up 6-year-old boy and his sister provides ample ground for reflection. A.S. Pushkin's descendants carried the gene of his grandfather Hannibal for generations. They had curly dark hair and dark eyes. But Pushkin is not a duke, he is just a great poet. And Meghan is a duchess, so being a mulatto herself, she gave birth to 2 red-haired and white-skinned children. By yourself? A week after the birth of the child, Meghan arbitrarily changed the entry in the mother column on his birth certificate, writing the title Duchess of Sussex instead of her own name. With so many oddities and inconsistencies, this child, like his younger sister Lilibet, whose birth in the United States is accompanied by even more mysteries, retained their places in the line of succession to the British throne. There is an unshakable royal rule. Only children born to a legitimate spouse have the right to the throne, and those who were carried out by her and born naturally. Children born to a surrogate mother or adopted are deprived of this right. That is why the process of pregnancy and childbirth has always been as transparent and verified as possible.
However, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, by their example, established a precedent in which a child born under dubious circumstances, it is unclear where and by whom, and subsequently completely removed from the country, gets the right one day to lead the nation. And this precedent was tacitly approved by the Queen herself when she allowed the publication of a photograph from Archie's christening, in which she looks tenderly at the youngest member of the family. Many experts and ordinary people considered this picture, as well as the subsequent group photo from the christening, to be a candid Photoshop. A reasonable question arises. Was the court photographer engaged in the installation with the personal approval of the monarch? How is this even possible? To understand the logic of the palace, it is worth asking other no less shocking questions. How could the late Queen, knowing the gravity of the accusations, invite her disgraced son, Prince Andrew, to accompany her to the funeral service for her own husband, Prince Philip?
Why did she choose to pay £12 million from her personal funds to Virginia Giuffre just to hush up the scandal and buy her silence? In part, this can be attributed to the mother's heart, which ached for her son and desperately tried to rehabilitate him in the eyes of the public. However, the strategy of silence continued under the new monarch, King Charles III. In 2023, Andrew participated in the commemoration of the Greek King Constantine in Windsor. He did not instruct his brother to keep a low profile at the recent funeral of the Duchess of Kent at Westminster Abbey. Prince Andrew was not stripped of the title of Duke of York. He was only asked to voluntarily not use it in public. He still remains a member of the Privy Council and formally retains the status of a state advisor with the right to replace the monarch, and although they assure that he will not be involved, this very possibility remains. After all, Andrew is still a prince. All this eloquently shows that Carl is not horrified by his brother's actions. He is only trying to minimize reputational damage. Buckingham Palace doesn't even put law before family. Palace officials did not inform the police that the eighth in line to the throne was trying to use his security staff to collect compromising material on his accuser. These scandals expose the main principle of the monarchy. She puts her own interests first, second, and third. Her true goal is not to serve the nation, but to conceal compromising material and preserve power. And ordinary citizens, plebeians, should bow, curtsy, and thank for the royal smile in return, generously paying for this performance with their taxes and providing the Institute with countless financial benefits. Kevin Maguire, deputy editor-in-chief of The Mirror, rightly calls the royal family a feudal cartel that turns modern Britain into a medieval anachronism. In his opinion, this unappetizing family in power should become a thing of the past. The scandal with Prince Andrew has highlighted the true nature of the royal mafia. Prince William and Kate Middleton may be good people, but they are powerless to change anything because the very system they are destined to lead is rotten. Was Elizabeth wise, or was she just a queen? Write a comment. On October 28th, it may become known what Meghan Markle's new product will be. Meghan Markle's next rebranding has been going on for a long time. Obviously, she wants to return the spark to her business endeavors and increase her fortune. And the other day, she posted several short videos that gave the Duchess's devoted fans and talkative, eager for new articles journalists a guiding thread in determining the direction of where the hard-working Duchess decided to put her many talents this time. So now there's talk that she's going to launch a refreshing drink on the market. This conclusion is made from a very short video which shows a female hand pouring a sparkling drink from a stylish bottle into a tall glass. In the clip, which reproduces the sounds of conversations at a social event, the words "Save the date" on October 28 are heard, and the As Ever logo is visible, a palm tree with two birds. Some speculate that Meghan is going to release a new sparkling or champagne, although others, based on the previous teaser video, believe it could be cider. Curiously, the atmosphere and style of this video is remarkably similar to that of another brand. In a video released a day earlier, Meghan can be seen casually strolling among the trees, dressed in a black dress and wrapped in a white cardigan. Then she mysteriously reaches for the tree, after which the screen goes out.
However, there are also mysterious parallels here. October 14, 2025. However, it is assumed that on October 28th, Meghan may announce a new product or campaign, although there have been no official statements confirming this yet. But fans and journalists froze in anticipation. Amid rumors that the Duchess is going to add another product to her wine portfolio, other experts have suggested that after a troubled partnership with Netflix and the release of her podcast, she wants to enter the beauty industry. Meghan is believed to be working on new products to promote her lifestyle brand and recently posted 2 videos of her applying lipstick. The names of the lipstick brands were hidden. According to industry sources, this is a sure sign that she may be preparing to promote her own product line. One of them told me, in her photo, cosmetics laid out on the dressing table were without branded labels or they were not visible, which seemed to be intentional. This is a clear sign that Meghan is up to something. The fact that she didn't want to advertise or reveal any other brand is an important sign that she is eventually preparing to promote her own line. This is a sign for industry insiders. If the secret announcement really concerns Meghan's own cosmetics line, then she will follow in the footsteps of such successful celebrities as singer Selena Gomez and tennis player Serena Williams. Gomez's brand has become so successful that it has helped her achieve billionaire status. So far, Meghan's brand, as ever, has mainly focused on handmade food products supported by her pseudo-culinary Netflix series With Love, Meghan. Previously, she sold products such as jam, apricot puree, herbal tea, honey, wine, and dessert mixes. The source said, Meghan's culinary skills never became popular, but they at least brought her to the position of a lifestyle influencer. There are rumors in New York that she has already looked at something new for herself, and that's why, during a trip to this city, she met with Vogue editor Chloe Mal. What makes big money, really big money? Makeup, of course. She could make a lot more money in the beauty industry than selling jars of jam. The only strange thing is that Meghan hadn't thought of it before. Speculation about a possible makeup line for Meghan has only intensified after her recent appearance at Paris Fashion Week and at a dinner hosted by the ideological mastermind behind Kim Kardashian's Skims Cosmetics line. Although sources have ruled out the possibility of official cooperation, this may be the clearest sign of what lies ahead for the expectant public.
Prince Harry's ridiculous gaffe in a conversation with Meghan Markle revealed by a lip-reading program. When the Duke and Duchess of Sussex got married in 2018, they rode in a carriage through the streets of Windsor, and Harry casually told his new wife that he was embarrassed. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle tied the knot at St. George's Chapel in 2018, they boarded their royal carriage and set off on their honeymoon through the streets of Windsor, with thousands of devoted fans lining the road to catch a glimpse of the royal couple. But when the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were leaving, Harry made a rather awkward and outspoken remark to his new wife in that brief moment when everything was real, without royal pomp. After the star-studded ceremony, the couple climbed the steps of the chapel and, to applause, kissed for the first time as husband and wife. Then the prince, dressed in tight military trousers called a jumpsuit, made a joking remark to his young wife as they boarded a carriage, according to royal authors Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand in their book In Search of Freedom. Describing the contrasting words from this pair, Mr. Scobie and Miss Durand wrote, "Raising her hand to her chest, Meghan uttered just one word when she saw the huge crowd gathered at the castle: wow." Sitting in the carriage next to his fiancée, Harry laughed at the fact that his trousers were too tight. Lip-reading experts confirmed their words, suggesting that he had once again complained that his military uniform was a little too small for him while waiting for Meghan at the altar. Earlier, it was reported that when the Duke stood anxiously at the end of the aisle waiting for his bride, he turned to his brother and best man, Prince William, and said, "I'm fine," and then joked, "My pants are too tight." Lip-reading experts also suggested that when the horse-drawn carriage completed the ascent of the long Windsor alley, Harry joked to Meghan, "Now I'm ready for a drink." Another striking moment that the lip readers managed to capture on that momentous day was how Meghan apparently blurted out the F word. She turned to Harry as they rode in the horse-drawn carriage and seemed to say, "Oh shit," and pressed her hand to her chest.